everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, winter is upon us, and it's going to be the start of the winter feeding regime as we are going for the first load of bulls this year. Well, actually, we have some bullocks and bulls already in, but yeah, these are the first kind of the main crop, you could say. We took a few extra in to have a few extra killed, but this is the first going out bringing in a whole batch. Just killed the last of what we've been feeding all summer. They're gone there today. Now the shed is emptied. We'll go pick up. There's 45 or 42, I can't remember. I'll have to double check herd watch just to see. We're going to bring them back, weigh them, put them in the shed, and we have another batch. We probably won't get to it today. They have to come in. We'll take the biggest out of them and they'll stay outside. The smallest to stay outside, the biggest will go in, and we'll have about 60-ish in for feeding. Diet feeder has to get going, silage pit has to be open, and we have to find out, did our beef and maize actually keep? So we're just leaving with 6480 and the bracken, 28-foot bracken trailer to go round them up. Liv is coming behind us in the gator. So where the bulls are, they have grass. They're not out of grass, but it's now 2nd of September, 3rd of September, no, it's 3rd of September, and it's time to start putting them in. And the ones we're going for now are our biggest and best batch, I think. We have two real nice batches, big animals, and then we have two batches with the smaller animals that we separated. So we're going to go for this batch and get these guys in and weighed and see what the crack is. We're just in the gate, we're heading out now. We have lots of grass out here, but as I said, it's just time for the big boys to go in. We'll probably move the heifers out here that aren't to be with the stabilizer bull, because they're getting a little bit tight on grass. We're actually grazing turf cut ground just to keep them happy, so we'll probably swap them up to here. So we'll just go out here now and round these lads up. And when I say round them up, we don't actually have to round them, we just go, here, suck, rat a bucket of meal, and there shouldn't be a loss on them. Unless, of course, the hardest thing to do is if you have a batch of cattle out of grass and you want to move them in or across a couple of fields of grass. As soon as they hit the next field of grass, heads down, and then it becomes a bit of a nightmare. But these guys have grass, so they should be handy enough down here. I've seen them from the road. And they're there. We'll go round them up. What we do, Bertie? What we do? We round them up, Bertie. Come on, boys! On! 6! Some nice Herefords out here. We have quite a few Herefords in this year's kill, so to speak. Once we get them moving in the right direction, that's usually all it takes. Come on! Yeah, we're winning here. We're winning. While we are moving these lads here, I want to give a plug to the sponsor of today's video, Herdwatch. Herdwatch sponsor all our livestock videos. They have a new feature on Herdwatch called Mobs. So these guys are in a mob, and then you can select the field that they're on as the mob movement, and then as you move them between paddocks you can move your mob, and in that way you know when cattle were off and on paddocks last, and it just helps with grassland management. So these are mobbed, and this mob is going into the shed, so they're behaving relatively well. There's a bit of a spread on them, so we might just settle a second and get them all to come, even though I think they're just going to run ahead of us. Yes, lads!
Wait for them all.
I'll make sure they'll come. If you want to learn more about Herdwatch, link in the description down below. The last load of bulls loaded there. I think there's 10 in the trailer. We could not fit them into 2 load. And there's 2 ways looking at it. You're a little bit annoyed because you'd like to just have it in 2, and then the flip side is you're quite happy-ish because it means that they've grown, because it was 2 load that went out and it's 3 load coming back because they've just grown so much that physically we couldn't get them in 2 load. So we brought 2 handy loads and then we have 10. So quite happy in that regard. So we are moseying our way home. Now we didn't film loading in that because they were a little bit bullish of themselves now. They were bullish is the best word I can use to describe it. The ones that are at home now, they seem to have settled, but they were a bit bullish coming in and they were a wee bit annoying. As we get home with these, unload, and then we go start into weighing. And once we have them lads sorted in the yard, we'll go pick up the lock of heifers and we'll drop them back up to that farm, because there's quite a bit of grass out there. It'll do the heifers right on until you know, and definitely into the middle of October anyways, before we'll need to be bringing them home. There's a nice swath of grass out there. There's also turf cuts will come off some of the fields that's on that block of ground, so there'll be even more. And with the heifers, we don't usually finish heifers till into March kind of time, March, April, May. So there's no big panic putting them in if they go in around December or November. You know, it's lots of time to get a finish on them. So it reduce our fodder needs, because it's we're a little bit in hand at whether we've enough silage enough, because we baled on the second cut and now the pit looks quite empty and we have a lot of third cut to go in. I think I added up the other day, there's 124 acres of third cut to go in, and you're just kind of, until we get it in, then we kind of know where we stand for fodder. But we still have a good bit of grass outside, and we're putting in, we'll have 80 bulls in now by probably the end of the week for finishing. So by the we get them in, that's 80 less cattle out grazing, so the rest of the cattle should be able to stay out longer. Because grass growth it's been a pretty damn good year for grass growth. So it has been lovely and warm, lots of rain when we needed it. Rain could stop for a couple of days now to let us get a lot of work tidied up, but hopefully it comes dry for the week of the ploughing and after, and that let us finish up the bit of barley and beans. And we have a bit of seeding still on the books to be done, so hopefully we can get that rounded up too. But anyways, we get back to the yard and get these lads off. We're ready to rock and roll here now. So it's kind of interesting, you're kind of looking at them and you're going, how will the waste be, how will the waste be? I'd be hoping for somewhere between 380 and 450, and over 450 I'd be very happy with. So yeah, that's what I'd be reckoning. And under 350 that'd be disappointing. The only problem I have now is I won't know how well the cattle done for the summer, because the scales was broke when these guys went out, so they weren't weighed. But these were our biggest weanlings, our biggest yearlings from last year when we sorted them and went into the shed. So the plan now is load them up through the chute onto the scales, see how much they weigh, and then sort them. I think we'll sort them into over 4s and under 4s. When we get all in and done, we'll have 4 pens. And usually what we used to do was peg in this whole batch as one batch and feed them. But when you had everyone in and you got kind of halfway through killing or more, you ended up with a few cattle in every pen. Whereas last year we sorted every batch into weights, and then we just mixed the batches of bulls just based on the weight, so every pen was a similar weight. And then this year with more comfort, you finished a pen, you finished a pen, and you finished a pen. You didn't have cattle in all the pens. I have vinegar there for mixing them, so the vinegar, when we go to mix them, it blocks the smell so they can't smell each other, and everything smells like a fish and chip shop. It's just vinegar. I'm going to stop talking and we get stuck into it and we see where our weights are.
Waiting in the distance, and Florida's 8 hours at the most. I gotta drive the everyday out of my system and take a little time off on the coast. Watch the moonlight dancing on the tide. Don't you think that would be alright? We'll take a cooler and some long necks.
And now that's everyone weighed and those. You can see red marks, so we have our red marks. There are over 400 kilos, so they're going separated. So yeah, there's more no marks than there is red marks, so I was a bit over enthusiastic about my weights. I'd say we averaged under 400 here, about 390 kilos maybe. This is what it is. But so yeah, we're going to just throw them all into the shed and we're going to sort them. What we'll be doing the next day when we get the next 20 in, and then we'll have 80 in there. 46 there. Then when we get the next 14, we'll make 80 anyways. We'll take them out of the batch that's here. They'll come in, they'll be getting clipped, so clip their tails, clip their backs to help keep them clean and stop them overheating in the shed. They'll get dosed, they'll get vaccinated, and maybe minerals. I don't know about the minerals yet, but they'll all get that, and then they'll be divvied up into their pens. And the big thing with the dose is we put them in and we give them a week or 2 inside before we dose them, so that the dose will kill everything that's in them. Because if we dose them now, they would have only been after gathering eggs of fluke and worms, and the dose won't kill them till they have hatched and start to eat off the animal. So you have to give the animal a week or 2 inside before you dust them to make sure you kill everything that's in them, all the parasites. But we have them weighed, we have them marked. We use tail paint. The reason we use tail paint is because it lasts longer. The ordinary stock marker I've often seen when we were trying to use it, we'd pick bulls the night before they go, spray them, so in the morning you just let the ones you want and you wouldn't see the marks. Tail paint, that'll be on them for a good 2 weeks or even more. So we'll be able to see them when we go to do them probably next week. So I'm going to sort them out. So that's it. There is wood chip under in the shed, so just got to throw in some bales of straw, then we let the lads in. And also, you would have seen their weights on herd watch, and our average daily weight gains wouldn't pass much heating up because that was the weight they were when they went into the shed last December.
And the scales weren't working.
And the scales wasn't working properly back then either, was it? Yeah, well, it was giving trouble in the back end, wasn't it? I'll go find me teleporter. We can go bed them up and get them in. Come on, Danny.
Round.
Come in. Come in. Come on.
Come on, round.
Come on, Danny. Come in. Yeah, that's them in. Ready to stress. You can hear the guys on the other side that we put in at the beginning of August. They're giving out now at their new company. So we have them on good dry silage, baled silage at the minute. Because the biggest thing I see every time we let wine cattle, they will skitter out to no end. So we try and put in good dry silage to dry up the dungs and keep them full. They're on wood chip. Guys behind me are on the Durapack rubber slats. So they should be ready for October time. Plan with some of these anyways, the guys with the marks, Christmas. So plan is we get the slat shed emptied, and once we get hay emptied, then we'll tie it in, we'll rearrange. We'll do 4 pens, 2 pens that side, 2 pens that side. Heaviest cattle that side, because they'll be the shortest length of time in the shed. 2 pens that side, that'll be that bit longer. That's really it now. We get them wound up and whatnot. But that's really it. Winter feeding now. Has 60 cattle in. Yes, Anthony no drinker. Anyways, we'll do a bit and then we'll go move the heifers.
More like it.
Isn't it? There's some happy heifers and there's 3 bullocks there. We put bullocks in the group just to make numbers, just so there was the right amount. Liv's going to, you'll see it pop up on the screen there. One of the new features on Herd Watch, you have mobs. So this mob, you'll see it there on the screen. They'll be moved to here on this paddock, and then at the end of the year you'll be able to see how many times each paddock was grazed and where all your animals went, when they were last on paddocks and all that. Helps grassland management, and you get to see what's the most productive areas. So they'll be happy out there. There's enough grass to keep them there for some time. I know you'll say there's a scrawny bit of a Hereford there. She's kind of been pining most of the year, but we think we've got on top of it now. She's starting to pick up a bit. It took a lot of going now, but we think we have her. There's 3 blues there, and we're in half a mind of whether bring them to the mart or try and finish them. Currently we're looking at maybe bringing them to the mart, because we think we'll probably get as much for them, because the mart trade is just on fire at the minute. The whole cattle trade's on fire, but we're kind of half thinking we'll bring them to the mart and see what we get for them. Yeah, that's the heifers. That'll keep them going till October, November. I'd say there's enough grass here for November anyways. Between here the next paddock, and then the silage ground backswarts and that. We'll leave them to it. And we'll be on. So we're on the way home now. We'll pick up the gator from where we were on the way back. But kind of all in all, how we're looking, all the cattle, it's been a great year for cattle to thrive and that. I was hoping we'd have heavier weights on what we put in. But the last 3 years I think have been disappointed, and something that I was made aware of, which I think could be factoring into it. We were doing a receiving job for a customer, and he was just showing me his herd profile and all his stars of his dairy cows, and it'll be a Holstein British Friesian herd of good big cows. But he was showing me here 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, all the 5 stars, and then one category with 1 star. We'll cross the road and then we'll continue the story. So anyways, he had one line on his herd profile which was 1 star. He was like, look, he said it was cow efficiency, 1 star. And he said, look at the bottom. And in the fine print on the bottom of the sheet, it had a breakdown of the stars for cow efficiency. And cow efficiency is based on the average weight of the cows in the herd. And it was 5 stars was under something like 540 kilos or 530 kilos, and then 1 star you were 600 plus or 620 plus, something like that. And as the farmer who was explaining this to me was like, that 1 star brings down his herd average, even though he would find that 1 star and a 5 star, like, there's no difference in feeding them. I think that is where it's based on. But in the hunt for these 5 stars across the board, you're getting lighter and lighter cows, which are producing lighter and lighter calves. And the man that we were with, we don't buy calves off him, and maybe we will in the future, who knows. But I think that seems to be where the bulls seem to be getting lighter and lighter every year. Because I believe, and I think Liv will agree, and maybe you'll agree with us, I think we're doing a better job than we've ever done. They're coming in with better condition, and like the bulls that we brought in, there's a bit of condition on them. They're shapy enough, you know. I don't think they're too bad looking. But for men that are chasing their 5 stars and that, it's pushing them into lighter cows, and lighter cows will equal lighter calves, and that's just across the board. And I think that's where we're finding the weight slipping back. Now, once we hit over 350. At 350 we can get him into the minimum targets within 100 days or 120 days. So once they don't slip below that, we'll be fine. But yeah, anyways, that's me 2 cents on that. You let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to drop Liv back for the gator. Make sure we turn on the fence, close up the gates, and yeah, that's really it. I'm going to go tackle that slatted tank out the pen of bulls and feed calves, and get that slatted tank emptied, so we're ready to get the next 20 lads in, or 14 lads off the bottoms in, put 80 in, and then we get the day feeder out and all that. And we will show you what our amazing beef pit is like. It's hard to know what it's going to be like. What do you think, Liv?
No, it'll be really good. I'm really.
It's going to be. There won't be an in between. It'll be really good, or just pure rotten dung. We'll find out probably in the next video. That's it from us. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every
Wednesday. I nearly said Tuesday.
Yes, and a Sunday. That's it from us. Good luck.